Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Daratul Halfi and I'm from E-class. So today I will explain it about TEYL, Teaching English to Young Learners based on my uh, reminder, the material in the class or something and so on in TEYL. Okay, so I will share my PowerPoint first. Okay, the first one I will have material is Teaching English to Young Learners or TEYL, a guide to the principles, foundational skills, methodologies, and creative classroom researches of TEYL. Okay, what is the TEYL? The defining the TEYL, Teaching English to Young Learners, focus on introducing English to young children through age-appropriate, enjoyable, and interactive strategies. It adapts core pedagogical practice to fit the biological, social, and psychological development of early childhood learners. So the TYL is based on my own is how to teach young learner based on the principle that I have the TEYL. So how to manage class, how to manage the student. It's like manage class is like a large class or small class or something like children, young learners have to run away when we teach. So the teaching English young learners have a strategies for the struggle like that. And then why TEYL matters. Early language skill capitalizes on the critical period for language acquisition, build confidence, creates and safe environment for vocal experimentation, experimentation, encourage communication, like promote this natural anxiety-free verbal interaction. So the next slide is principle of the EYL. Have four principle of TEYL. The first one in implicit learning, learner contextual learning, learner-centered and meaningful learning. Okay, the first one is implicit learning. Children naturally acquire language elements through immersive, structured exposure and active use rather than rote grammar rules. The implicit learning that I know is when we teach, like sing a song, like games in English teaching, the children can be like not like teach, not like have to yang benar-benar belajar gitu. It's like the teacher can be have material is like sing a song and then game and so on. The student can be practice too, but the student feel like not study. It's like that. And then contextual learning. The contextual learning, I know the student can learn English through real life, like situation and meaningful context, but something like uh, they are can understanding how the language is used in daily communication. Like we as a teacher can give us to role play but in material role play is like home, school, or a restaurant is like around, and they know about this about the material like using a real object of the class, because when we give the real object, the student can remind and can imagine what this is. It's like food, toys, or etc. Next is learner-centered. Learner-centered is student must act as primary participant in discovery, moving, and playing rather than staying static, passive observe. The learner-centered is focused on student needs. And then it's like student center have some to learner center because we have give the student to practice because uh, we as a teacher can guide the student and then the student can learning by themselves. And then the last is meaningful learning. This meaningful learning is like how we teach to a best student like it's like the student habit or the student dream. It's like we can have to know the favorite the student. It's like yeah, the meaningful learning. So the student can reminder what they are needs. Jadi kayak bisa untuk tahu gitu kalau misalkan mereka tuh kalau misalkan kita berbicara tentang yang mereka suka, jadi mereka bakalan teringat terus gitu. Jadi gampang untuk diingatnya. Can easy to remind. Okay? Next is receptive skills. Have to listening and reading to young learners have to do the first we have to teach the first one is listening, and listening can like sing a song, and then for example we guide to speak stand up and then the student can stand up. And then the reading is like have flashcard and then or something colorful, but the student can reading to flashcard or and then the vocabulary as a reminder the student based on the flashcard the student see. It's like productive skills. Speaking is simple role plays, scenario, and answering question. So, based on my explanation before, the contextual learning is like role play, like material school or restaurant the material, and then the student can speaking step by step, and then writing, copying keywords and labels to the diagrams. Simple that I know the writing for teaching English to young learners is like write vocab first, or you have a picture like animals and we have a guide to student can write down what is the animal. I think that's it. And then receptive skills. Receptive skill. The first one is reactivity, while activity, and was activity. TPR. The TPR that I know is like when we say stand up and the student can stand up, and when we say sit down and the student can sit down. The TPR is like the responses when the student hear what the guide of the teacher. It's like physical responses to verbal interaction. Okay, the second one is communicative language teaching, CLT. Focus CLT that I know is like when we give material or context in the class like a real life situation. the student can imagine what they learn in the class. It's like, yeah, real life situation. For example, okay, the key classroom techniques is visual flashcard, because the visual flashcard is like have colorful, and the student can interest the flashcard, and the student can interest when they are when they are studying. And then structure role play, when we give technique or material role play, the student can remember what the vocabulary, and then the student can feel not study, but the practice, but the student can feel not practice based on the role plays. But the role plays context is like a real life situation based on my explanation before. Okay. And then the next is cooperative peer work, encouraging friendly collaborative learning and interactive drilling. Solidifies memory with fun pronunciation repetition. Song, games, and stories. Okay, the first one is song. When we teach young learners the when we teach young learners dengan with songs, the student can feel happy because they are can sing a song with their friend, and all of them in the class can feel happy, and then the student can feel not practice, but actually they are can practice in the class, uh, berdasarkan karena because they are sing a song with English language. And then games, generating intrinsic motivation, transform structural drill into engaging placement, and significantly increase active student practice. When we teach but when we teach but using games, I think that's really good plan, because the games can make a student creative thinking and then innovative. Like the game can based on the student thinking. Yes, and I think the games is very job good to practice in for young learners. Yeah, because the games can menimbulkan atau bisa menghasilkan creative thinking yang baik untuk si anak. And then the third one is stories. Yes, the story in has a holding, listening, and reading. Yeah, because when we storytelling for the student can imagine what we said, what we read. Yes, and then the student can imagine, and the student can have new vocabulary, and the student can practice with listening, and I think the student can read again what we store storytelling with others. So the conclusion is, when we teach a student teaching English to young learners, we have interactive practice is like sing a song, game, or something else yang membuat they are interest what we teach in the class. And the something important is not have not make the class boring, not make a class a very long time to practice or belajarnya jangan terlalu lama gitu. Okay, that's all for me and the explanation the EYL based on my own and based on my PowerPoint. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.